Are you tired of using a really bad pixel art software and want to use Aseprite but don't want to pay the $20 fee? And you don't know how to, let's say, compile Aseprite from source? Well, don't worry, bro, I got your back. So, um, today I'm going to be showcasing how to use a little utility I made to compile Aseprite from source very easily and very quickly without having to type in a bunch of commands. So let's get started there. So first, what you're going to need to do is you're going to get a copy of the Aseprite source code. So we are going to go to GitHub, and you can search up here. Actually, you can search, hello? You can search for Aseprite. And I know I did not type, yeah, okay, I did type that correctly. And over here we have our source code. And we have over here an install markdown file. This is going to be important for us later on. So let's start here. First, I'm going to open this in a new tab because we're going to want to have a copy of this open to basically show what dependencies we need to get. So I already have all these installed because I already already built Aseprite from source a few times to test my tool. And speaking of the tool, we should probably get that as well. So GitHub, and we're gonna go to Alpenstorm, which is my profile here. And I'm gonna go users right here. And in my repos, I have this thing, the Aseprite builder, which is a batch file. So if you are on Linux or Mac, this will probably not work. This will not work for you since it's a batch file. So what you're going to want to do here is you're just going to want to download this zip file with all the goods in it, and just call it aspritebuilder.zip. We're going to do that. Oh, right. Quick thing here. So I know a lot of you guys are on my channel because I made the videos about IRIX, but unfortunately I'm going to not be able to do those anymore for a bit since the hard drive I stored my IRIX on got corrupted, and it broke or got corrupted or something happened to it, and now I can't access those files anymore. I'm going to find a way to get them off my hard drive, my old hard drive, and hopefully make a new video on that to install IRIX or something. But so let's start here. We're going to use these dependencies because they're more updated. So they're not really more updated. It's just these are the dependencies for the install script. So we're going to need Visual Studio 2022, and we're going to need CMake. And so what I recommend is to actually use the clone here, or in the install.md, we can clone from here. This is probably a better clone command, but we can do that. We go here to an empty folder. I just put this on my D drive in a little folder I created called source for my source code, and we can actually put cmd up here to get our command line, paste this in, and we're going to get that installed. And while this goes, I'm going to show you guys how our install script actually works. So we're gonna, oh yes, I checked with Aseprite. I sent them a email, and this is legal. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this up here. So in Aseprite Builder, we're going to have a batch file and a config file. We're going to need both of these. We don't need the README because that's just a markdown file. So we can cut these with Control X, and we can put them in our source file, preferably above the Aseprite folder, but if you want to, you can also put it inside. Although I don't know how that would work. I always put it above the Aseprite folder in which we're going to, clone the source code. So we have these here now, and if you open up the batch file, which you should always do to double check if the batch file is safe. So if you download a batch file from the internet, you should always double check and know what you're doing, because there might be bad things it might mess up your system if you get a batch file and it does, because this runs commands in your terminal, so you should watch out. So basically what we're doing here, I'm going to explain this for you, is we turn off the echo so we can run multiple commands without them overlapping. We print out some stuff to the terminal. That's what echo does, and I can actually show this, demonstrate this. We're just going to open up another terminal here. And so right here, oh, this should be done cloning. No, it's not. So if we run the echo off, you can see that we're going to be able to put multiple commands. That's what it basically does. All batch scripts do this because it's very useful to be able to run these things. So I forgot how to exit from this. We just do echo on. Okay. And these echo commands basically just print something out onto your terminal. So if we do that, you can see here, go away, a line of stars. And this loads the variables from the config file. We don't have anything in there, so it's pointless to do this right now. This changes the directory to a variable from the config file, and this checks if the build directory exists and removes it if it does, because we don't want to have overlapping files. This checks for a variable, which is the update get variable, and this is case sensitive, so please remember that when setting the update get variable, if you want the script to automatically update your GitHub files to whatever the latest version in Aseprite is, please make sure that this is exactly yes, lowercase, all of this, okay? Otherwise, it will not do that. So you can leave this blank, or you can type anything else into here, and it will not update the Git. And this just does some Git commands to pull and update the repo, echoes some more stuff. This rem is basically comments, and then it checks if Skia is installed. So if you've looked carefully at the dependencies for Aseprite, and you looked at dependencies for my script, you can see that we don't have Skia or Ninja. That is because the script automatically installs them, which is very convenient. But you need to manually install CMake, and you need to also manually install Visual Studio 2022. So, and specifically 2022, it won't work with any other version of Visual Studio. So let's go back to VS Code. And this basically downloads this file to a temporary folder on the Windows drive. And then it uses PowerShell to extract the file, and then deletes the temporary file. And afterwards, this does the same thing with Ninja if it doesn't exist. If Skia doesn't exist, Ninja doesn't exist, this basically does the same thing, downloads, it puts it in PowerShell, and it also sets the path. So if you don't know what path is, basically, how do I explain this? Path is like a little global variables for your computer to remember. If you use Linux, this will be very familiar to you. But basically, it's some global variables. For example, if you have a compiler, this is where the compiler will go, so that so that all the apps which use that compiler know exactly where it is, right? So it sets the Ninja location to your path, and then it deletes the temporary file. And afterwards, after all these checks, it calls a batch file to build to enter the Visual Studio build environment. It makes a directory called build, and it cds into that, so it changes the directory to build. And then we start the build. Timeout basically counts down 3 seconds. You can see right here, timeout 3, whoops, and waits, and then it just continues the script, right? We don't need this anymore. It runs the CMake, it also runs the Ninja, and then it's done. Important to note here that we do not check if you already have MingW, I don't know how to pronounce it, MinGW. We don't check if that exists. So if you have MinGW, you should probably remove it from your path before running this script, or it will break. So that's basically how the script works. If you wanna, and remember, every time you download a batch script from the internet, if you're not 100% sure about it, do not run it, because it will break things if it's a malicious file. Windows actually gives you, go away. Windows actually gives you, actually, let me quickly put do not disturb. So Windows gives you a little prompt to tell you that there might be something weird going on with the file. So do not just download random batch files from the internet. It will make you very sad in the long term. So, okay, got that out of the way. Is this done downloading? Yes, it is. Okay. So, never got this before. Okay, let's close this down. What we first want to do is install Visual Studio. And how this works is you click on this link, which takes you to Microsoft's website for Visual Studio. You just go down to download the community version, and it'll put a little download thingy right here. I don't need it because it's already done. I already downloaded it. And also, we run CMake, and we do the same thing here. I don't know why my internet's dying right now, but whatever. So, download Visual Studio and CMake, and install them both. And important to note here that in the Visual Studio installer, right here, it will show you basically the same thing as as it shows here. When you click on the install, don't use the preview version, but you'll check here. It'll say available. You won't be able to see the preview version, but when you press install, it'll go into a window like this. And what I did here was I put desktop environment for C++. I selected that because we need the Windows 11 SDK, or Windows 10 SDK if you're on Windows 10. This is very important. Make sure this is checked, because if it isn't, you won't be able to build Aseprite. And I also put game development for C++, just because I also have Unreal Engine. So, pain and suffering, but whatever. We have that's done, and in CMake, if it asks you to put some CMake into path, I don't remember if it does, but if it does, you have to do that. Again, path is important here. So, I also explain here how to make it build. I don't know why the headers are messed up in my markdown file. Should work, but apparently it doesn't. Okay, so let's get into how we actually run it. So basically, we install Visual Studio, we install CMake. The next part is very important. We have to edit our system environment variables. And we have to add this thingy. Again, for some reason, the formatting is broken on my markdown file. This is our CL compiler. Now, I don't remember if this is important or not, but anyways, you should probably have this in your path. So I'll show you how to set environment variables manually. You could also use a little script like it shows here. You can also do this to set the CL compiler. But there's also a way to do it graphically. So all you have to do is copy this. Let's minimize these windows. Wait. There. Go to your edit system variables. And then here we have our environment variables. Click on this. And we don't want to add them into user variables. We want to add them down here in path. We press edit, and then these will be the environment variables. Now you can see down here that the CMake is also here, right? It'll give you an option to put that. And if it doesn't, you should just put C program files or wherever you installed CMake bin, and that'll be good. But I also added this thingy here, the CL compiler. What you would do here is, let's say you press this new button, and it gives you a blank text. You just paste it in, and that'll be good. You press OK, OK, OK. So that's it. There's an annoying kid screaming. What in? Hi? Okay, you know what? This is just annoying. So for some reason, Aseprite did not, it didn't download from my GitHub. Why is that? Well, let's say it downloads. We have a build thing here. This is from build I ran to test the program, but never mind. So after you're done, you should have a sprite folder here, right? If you do not, that is a problem. You should just check. Why did that command not work? Pro tip, you can actually, if you press Windows dot, you'll have a little thingy here. You can have GIFs, you can put GIFs in. But the idea is here, there's a history, right? And we can have our git clone. Try that again. I don't know why it's not working. Hello? Okay, this is better now. Something was eating up all the internet. I think, yeah. Okay, let's stop this real quick. Delete the previous folder because it might be broken now. We just paste, and now I'll clone properly. Everything will work fine. I don't know why it wasn't working before. I think there was a problem with my internet, but whatever. This works now. And it'll just basically clone the GitHub repo and put it into a folder called Aseprite. I don't know why all my videos have the same, like, it works, it just doesn't work at the beginning, and then it works at the end somehow, because I fix it during the duration, but whatever. So we're just gonna wait until this installs. And yeah, so basically, we'll just get into it, how it actually works. Now, so what you have to do to set it up. Basically, when you go to the config file, we will see 4 variables here. And the first is the Aseprite folder, or where Aseprite is located. You can find this by just double-clicking here, copying the path, and then this is still cloning, bro. Copying the path, go here, and pasting it in. You don't need to put quotes or anything. It's fine like this. Next is the Ninja location, and this is where if you have Ninja installed, you will place it here. If you do not have Ninja installed, this is where you will put to download it. So actually, we can do something here. In the source Aseprite, we can actually create a build folder, and we're not going to do that here because it will automatically do that. So we're going to do deps for dependencies, and we're going to do Ninja. And that will be where our Ninja will be. And we'll do the same for Skia. Whoops, Skia. And yeah, we do want to update our Git. So every time we run the script, it will check if there's any updates to the GitHub repo. Oh, this is done. It'll check if there's any updates to the GitHub repository, and then it will download those updates if they exist. So we have everything set up. We have our source code folder, we have our Ninja location, This is empty for now. It's not even, doesn't exist, but it'll be created. We have our scale location, and we have our git. We have our update git variable. So that's done. We can save the config file. Very important that you do this because otherwise the changes won't get registered. And we can go back to our batch file. We don't need this actually. And so just go to source and run this batch file. Now, one thing to note that if you put the, you can also put a relative path here in the config file. And what I mean by that is instead of d source Aseprite, which is the path from the root of the computer or from the root of the D drive, you can also put an Aseprite just like this. This is a relative path. It just points to the folder named Aseprite within the folder in which the batch file is located. But if we put this to dsource Aseprite, you can run it from anywhere on your computer, even in your downloads folder if you want. Anywhere on your computer, it'll just find this location, and it will, it will look to this folder to find Aseprite. So also, you don't need to put this on your D drive. If you don't know that already, if you want, you can put it on your C drive. You can put it anywhere. That's just where I put my files because my C drive is smaller than my D drive. So that's all. All you need to know, setting up the config. And all we have to do now is run the batch file. So we do that, double click on it. It will open up this little window. You can just press a key to continue. Loaded variables. The GitHub repository, this is from GitHub. The Skia isn't found, so we download it and we expand it. And this takes a little bit because the folder is pretty big. I think it's 100 megabytes, which is the same size as the source code. And then Ninja isn't found. It's a lot smaller. And then that's it. And it starts to build. Now this usually takes quite a bit, so we're going to be here for a while. I will skip this part, or I will make a fast forward to when it's done, or just speed it up. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a nice day, I guess, and do not worry, guys. I will continue to make videos. I will, I don't know, find a way to fix the. I'll find a way to get my. What do you call it? Why can't I think? I'll find a way to get the files for. Dude, I can't think. I'll find a way to get the files for the IRIX so that we can actually install it this time, and I'll show you how to install it as well. It'll also be a lot of speeding up like this sequence is going to be. But yeah, thanks for watching, and just in case you want to know, I will probably be making some content about this little thing up here that I have my mouse on right now, Helldivers 2. It's a fun game, and we'll see how that goes. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the video, and if this helped you, yep, same thing. And that's basically all I have to say. While this keeps doing the build, it's not even building actually, it's just checking stuff right now. And then the Ninja build is much faster than this. But Oh, and just one more thing. Don't worry about these failed thingies. So in my experience, oh look, it's almost done. In my experience, these do not matter very much. This is from the source code, and you see it will build it anyways, even if it doesn't find all of these things. Oh yeah, if there's any problems you have with the compilation, feel free to DM me on Discord or put a comment in the or write a comment telling your problem. I'll help you out with that if I can. Oh, I think I just touched my mic. My username on Discord is Alpenstorm. If you wanna, send me a DM. So this is taking an ungodly amount of time. Usually it's faster. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm recording, but that shouldn't have any impact on, the actual speed of compilation since OBS is very small. Don't ask any questions about my background, okay? I get enough. I get enough words about it. Yeah, it's done. Almost. Please just work. Okay, it's finished. And it will show you the, area where the file location where it's saved. And you can just go to your D drive or wherever you saved it, source code, Aseprite, build, bin, and then we have an exe file. And if we run it, we can see that it actually works. There's you can create a thingy, or I'm not a good pixel artist. My brother is. uh, I suck at this honestly, but if I'm better at programming, and this was, this I hope this is helpful for you. I hope this is helpful for other people. Thank you for watching, all the stuff I just talked about a second ago. So bye, I guess, and see you later.